Hi, Adam here with Wayland Sports Broadcasting, and today I'm going to be interviewing senior captain of the hockey team, Shane Desmond. So, Shane, what really got you into hockey and how long have you been playing for?
Um, I never really got into it. It's kind of just my dad wanting me to try it out. He grew up playing and played his entire life. He still plays now. Um, I got in skates when I was like 2. Hated it because I was bad at it. So I feel like it's pretty natural that you don't like something that you're not good at. Um, but stuck with it and wound up really enjoying it. And so I've played it. I've actually been playing hockey since I was about 4. And yeah, it's been super fun.
What's it like been playing with your brother for the past couple years?
It was a lot of fun. So when I first started actually playing, like around 4, me and my brother both played at Waltham, just because Wayland doesn't have like their own,
Yeah.
youth program. And there's a couple other Wayland families that did that as well. It was really cool playing with my brother. Sort of learning from him through his experiences playing, and then always trying to keep up with him was another part of that, which was a lot of fun because he's 2 years older than me. And then played with him for middle school, always a lot of fun, even though we were really bad when I played with him. Then high school season was a ton of fun, especially freshman year, because we didn't have a varsity team, just didn't have enough players. We had a first-year goalie, but with not having enough players, you had a smaller group of people, so it was really tight-knit. My brother always volunteered to drive everyone, so that's definitely one of our memories is the car rides and the carpools. And then actually playing with him, he stuck up for me a lot, which was cool to see from an older brother who's probably shorter than me. He is. Just want him to know that. Yeah, but it's a super fun experience. Definitely, it's the extra level of family versus friends. So it's special. Yeah.
Over the past 4 years, what's been your favorite moment about playing high school hockey?
My favorite moment was sophomore year. It was the first year of the co-op. So freshman year, as I mentioned, we didn't have a varsity team, and the Wayland Hockey Association worked really hard. I know Mr. Rollins did a little bit of getting a co-op with Watertown, and so my first year playing actual varsity hockey was completely different than the JV league, as should be pretty obvious. The level was higher, but it was a ton of fun playing that competition. I'd say my highlight from that year, which is probably my highlight of my high school season so far, was beating Nauset, which was a seed. They were seeded higher than us in the state tournament, and it was the Elite 8. I remember showing up like 2 hours before the game, and there were already Nauset fans showing up at the rink. Nauset is notorious for having like one of the best communities for hockey, so we all knew it would be a packed game. I know people, as your dad drove out to watch us, which was super cool. He drove an hour and a half to see his son's friends play, which was really neat. And even at the rink, I skating on the rink, looking all around, I couldn't see the back wall just because it was filled with so many people. We wound up scoring with 5 seconds left, which was extremely, extremely cool. And yeah, that was definitely a highlight.
You talk about the co-op. How has that been? Has it improved or not improved the team?
We've definitely become so much better. We have access to more kids. Hockey is not a popular sport in Wayland, so having access to more kids who enjoy the sport is really cool. Getting that chance to have a better team skill-wise. I think it's definitely made the team better in terms of skill. I know there were some issues my sophomore year. There you had some, with everything you have complaints. But, as the co-op progressed, we've become more of a team versus just, I'm a Watertown kid versus a Wayland kid. So that was a little bit of the difficulties with the first year, but, moving on, it's definitely become a tighter bond between everyone, which is really neat.
How is it being a captain different from not being a captain? You played 3 years not as a captain. How's it different this year?
This year, I'm definitely more outspoken. I've always been a little bit quiet and sort of led by example through like my sophomore and junior year. I was asked to be a captain my junior year, fun fact, but I didn't know if I was gonna. For some reason, I turned it down because I didn't think, as a junior, I should be a captain. I figured that should be given to older kids. But this year, it's definitely what I didn't realize, because I always thought captains like, oh, you get to talk to the refs and that's really it. What I didn't realize is the amount of talk that the coaches and like the feedback that the coaches get, they take it more seriously from a captain versus like a player, which is something that I've experienced. They definitely listen to you more, and they themselves, like, they're open to constructive criticism from a captain. Like if we're doing a drill and I think it makes no sense, like I'm gonna say something. Where in years past, that I wouldn't. I'd just be like, wow, this is, not the smartest drill, and I just keep it to myself or murmur, say it to a couple of the other kids skating, but like nothing would actually happen. This year, like I've, talked to them, and then we made minor adjustments, and it's been better accordingly. So.
Do you plan to play like college after high school, or where do you like plan to take your talents of hockey?
I would play like club hockey in college. My freshman and sophomore year, I knew I wanted to play college hockey. That's all I wanted to do. Because a lot of my friends were trying to go play college sports, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll follow that and we'll do the same thing, but with my sport. And then it turned into, so the pathway to college hockey is you take 1 to 2 years post-grad to maybe get a look at from a coach if you're not already talking to someone during your high school season. And with being in Wayland, it's difficult to get someone to find you just because the hockey program's so small. So that's when, I brought up private school. I talked with someone from St. Mark's who wanted me to go skate with them and maybe go over there. But I talked with my dad was sort of on board, and I talked with my mom. And the thing that like really sort of drove the nail of, okay, this is maybe something I don't want to do, was, you're paying, it'll be 4 years private school, and then you're paying 4 years in college. So it's basically 8 years of like, college level expenses. And then, after you play your 4 years in college, then what? It's kind of just the experience. And that experience that you can get from playing club hockey. So that's kind of what I looked into. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. I'm just playing club hockey at a bigger school. Because I know a lot of kids that do it, and they have a ton of fun. I've talked with people who played Division III sports and club sports. Like they switch from Division III to club, and they say it's basically the same exact thing, except there's no curfew. So, yeah, that's my. I guess that's where I'm looking at with my hockey talent.
How do you balance being a student and an athlete in like the same, like during the season? How do you balance your schoolwork as well?
I'm an active person, so I always, I'm always doing something. Like if I'm not in season, I'm doing something either related to hockey or related to just being active in general. So I always have something in the afternoon, like after school or before school. For me, I'm taking less classes this year, so I have more free time. So that opens up my schedule a lot to doing other homework that I have. In the years past, like I'd be using my frees and my free time just to do homework. Like I wouldn't do anything else, which definitely played a major role because in hockey season, one of the things I really try to do is get good sleep because sleep's really important for recovery. And if you're playing hockey 6, maybe 7 days a week. Sophomore year, I played full season club and high school, so I'd be on the ice maybe 9 times a week, 10 times a week. So sleep was super important for me, and just making sure I ate all the right foods was at the recovery part. then schoolwork, it would just, whenever I had free time, I'd be working on it. I wouldn't say my grades ever slipped during the hockey season. I always think that, grades first, hockey second. So there's definitely been at times where my parents maybe stay at home because I had a test the next day, or I was slipping in a class or not doing as well as they wanted, or I need to finish a homework assignment or something like that. So, in my family, it's always grades first. So I never had an issue with, my grades getting in the way of me playing, because playing hockey was important to me. So I knew if grades were first, I had to do that. And then I got to spend a good amount of time playing hockey.
When you're not in hockey season, what are you doing to stay in shape and make sure you're ready for the next season?
So lacrosse is my other sport, and you do a lot of cardio with lacrosse, and it's kind of like the same, movements a little bit. I'd say the games are very similar physically, so I think I'm still in that hockey mode, as you might say, throughout lacrosse season. And then in the summer, I think just being active, lifting weights, going to the gym is what I do. I'm not the type of person to spend 20 hours playing Zelda on my Nintendo Switch. I'm always an active person, so I definitely attribute staying in shape and being in shape to that. It's really just my lifestyle that keeps me in hockey shape. I know, obviously, the first couple weeks back when you're doing those skates with your team that your coach makes you do, equivalent of sprints, obviously they burn a little bit more, but as the season progresses, you're skating more. It's fine.
You plan on playing lacrosse this year, or?
Lacrosse, I have a big love-hate relationship with. So as of now, no, I'm not playing lacrosse.
Again, this is Adam. Thank you for watching my interview with Shane Desmond, and feel free to check out another one on the Waycam website.